Sometimes, yeah, the big names give the players a lift.
Sometimes.
Like Gerrard did.
Like Gerrard did, like and Michael Carrick.
For how long?
It only lasts.
And again, Carrick for how long?
It's like a Viagra pill.
But sometimes
They use those.
No.
How do you know?
So,
It's from the label.
guys,
you read the pack.
guys, let's get focused. But sometimes it can work. Sometimes it can work, and sometimes it won't
What,
work.
the Viagra pill? Welcome to the Onside Offside podcast, episode 10. We'll say that again, episode 10. Well done, guys. Yeah, just like to say thank you very much for those that have subscribed, for those that have been watching, for those that have left comments and given us back feedback. Yeah, it's all taken on board, and yeah, hopefully we continue to keep bringing you some good shows.
And also, bro, you know what I mean? Big up us for the progression. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going to keep changing the shirts. We'll change them a bit more frequently. But yeah, like shout out to Mark's World and myself. But Mark's World does a lot of behind the scenes work,
All of us, we all work hard,
setting
man.
up the scenes. And Danny, he's got all the punchlines and that, you know. Well, elite.
King.
Sorry, elite.
Punchline King.
Punchline King, and yeah, keep up the hard work.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Alright, cool.
Keep
So,
going.
what we're going to start with today, we're going to talk about the England squad, because we've got England, we've got two games coming up. First a friendly against Australia,
Yep.
and then a European qualifier against Italy. Now, let's start with Southgate. Like, Southgate doing what Southgate does. He's chosen 3 goalkeepers, but there was a surprise for me. He left out Pope.
He did last time, right? He left Pope out last time.
Yeah, but Pope's English, yeah?
Yeah.
And he kept 5 consecutive clean sheets before conceding to PSG.
And he's in the Champions League.
Yeah, and he's more or less playing every game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramsdale, you know, he's number 2 now for Arsenal. Let's not beat
Cool
around the
the
bush.
ways. Yeah, let's cool the ways.
The way I saw Arteta hug Raya
Raya.
yesterday, and when he was talking in the commentary afterwards, he said, "Oh yes, I have to respect my goalkeeper. He just kept the confidence going." Like that was a this is my number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Pickford, as you said already, elite. His team are not performing. So then what does Pope have to do to get between the sticks?
Pope should be in there. Pope should be in there ahead of Pickford, and that's not saying Pickford's a crap goalie. I just base an England call up on what is current. So,
And I think that's what most people do, except
Yeah.
for Southgate.
Yeah,
you know,
Southgate,
you think you pick your team on the best, you know, the players that are performing now.
sorry though, I just made a mistake here because we said that we had Ramsdale, Pickford,
And Johnson.
and Johnson. I'll take Johnson out. I think the reason why I'll take Johnson out of that is because, and no disrespect to Johnson, because he's a decent goalie. I just think Pickford, both of them are not at crazy clubs, like massive clubs. Yeah,
Elite clubs as such.
Yeah,
Top
elite.
6.
Elite. No, punchline again. Yeah, I would say that Ramsdale has to be there based on his team performing and
him
playing for
being part
Arsenal.
of it, I guess.
He's part
Yeah.
of the top team.
But then I would pick Pickford over Johnson in terms of experience.
Okay, yeah.
In that sense, yeah. And then I would put Pope in front of Johnson.
In front of all of them.
Yeah.
Would you put Pope in front of all of
If
them?
I have to pick 3, I'll put Pope within the 3 and take
Okay.
Johnson out.
Okay.
Cool. And then, we can go to the defence.
Okay.
Unless
so
you had the word to say on the goalkeeper.
No, I mean you said enough. That went on for ages.
Oh, we can edit it. Just edit it down.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So defenders, who was in the defence?
Oh, we've got Colwell,
Colwell.
Dunk,
Yeah.
Gahey,
Sounds right. Yeah.
Stones, Tomori,
Yeah.
Trippier, Walker, and of course,
Ben White.
Maguire.
Of
course, Maguire.
Bro, see now if we're talking like if we're
And
gonna,
this team was selected before Maguire played for Man U against Brentford.
I don't care when he's selected. Yeah, Maguire doesn't deserve to be in the squad. One Man United are doing rubbish. Yeah, at the moment they're not the Man United we saw 2-3 years ago. Yeah, and Maguire's not being consistent, bro. There's players that are in the bottom half of the table that are more consistent than Maguire. Do you know what I mean? And if he plays well, then yeah, cool, you should be in there. So this is not me having a dig at him or saying he's crap.
I hear you.
I just think right now, he's not being consistent enough to get that call up. But like you said, Southgate just goes with the same names. Henderson.
Well, we'll get to midfield.
Yeah,
we'll get to
cool.
midfield in a minute.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the England defence?
Pretty much, Elite nailed it, man. I mean, you look at Maguire in the squad, and it just takes your attention, and it becomes a talking point. It shouldn't be the talking point. I think Southgate could pick a better defence or a better defender other than Maguire. It's still a mystery as to why Ben White doesn't get a look in. And
I think Southgate's argument is that Trippier and Walker are stronger right backs in Southgate's eyes.
Yeah, but as a centre back.
Well, maybe, yeah, I don't know.
No, he should be in there over Maguire.
I think he
He's
should be in there.
versatile,
But one day, as I said a few episodes ago, I'd like to ask Ben White, would you like to play for... No. Would you like to play for England? I think we can see if we get a yes or no answer from that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But yeah, I think you could. It's predictable, the players that he's picked. So I don't think he's gone too far off.
No,
apart
really
from the
hasn't.
Maguire selection, where he could maybe do an upgrade.
If I was one of these teams that's playing England in the up and coming fixtures, I would say to my players, put the ball in Maguire.
No, but the thing is, now I'm going to sound like I'm contradicting there, but when he does put on the white England top, or blue or red or whatever colour top they wear.
Maestro, please don't say what you're thinking you're going to say, but say it.
Go on, please.
Tell me when he's been exposed as an England player.
Well,
But there's been a lot of times. There's a lot of
What's
times.
it cost his team?
If I have to, I'll find a highlight reel.
Well, find it
Just
then,
England.
but I just find it.
Rob, the last international
Yeah.
He scored another goal.
What? So you put him back in the squad?
No, he scored an own goal, and there was something else he done as well. I swear,
No, I'm not. He's not a bad player, and all I'm saying is that you saying for the other team to, direct the play to him. I just feel like when playing for England, there's enough support around him.
I hear you, though. I hear you, but I would rather see Dawson than Maguire.
I know he's a bit of he's of age. However, he's been consistent.
He's more deserving of a call up than
He ain't been putting the ball in the back of his own net. That's for sure.
Let's move on to the midfield.
Yeah.
So midfield sounds a bit better. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold,
Cool.
Bellingham, Gallagher, Henderson, Phillips, and Rice.
Henderson.
I did say it sounds a bit better, didn't
Phillips.
I? So it's just the same argument as before, like
is.
Henderson and Phillips.
I feel like we're going to
Now,
have this argument all the time.
I'm not even going to talk about Henderson right now. I'm going to jump to Phillips.
Let's go.
Yesterday, Arsenal played Manchester City.
They played a youngster instead of him.
Yesterday, Phillips sat out the whole game.
Yeah.
Not by choice. Bernardo Silva, who filled in at left back in the previous game against Arsenal, who's an attacking midfielder, was chosen to play the role that Phillips is going to play for England potentially. What's that telling you? His club team don't trust him to play, but the England manager's like, you're my guy.
I just don't understand this whole Phillips situation. I think he's a player that had potential. When he was at, Leeds he was at?
Yeah.
He looked good.
He was also England's Player of the Year, I believe, and he more or less played nearly every minute of the year.
I think Phillips is a good player. I think Man City messed him up because you ain't playing, you ain't got that consistency and flow of. I still think he's a good player.
And his fitness as well.
Look, if he moved during the summer to a team and he was playing often, I still think he's got the ability to get into the England team with game time.
I think I know we're talking about the England international setup here, but Brentford should look at someone like him come January. Just to add a bit of because if Phillips can play like Phillips can play, then he could be a little ticking point, just like Eriksen was a few seasons back for Brentford.
Yeah.
Just a bit off topic there,
but quickly, just while we're on midfielders, like I said before, I'm tired of seeing the same faces that ain't consistent, like your Maguires, like your Hendersons. Henderson's had a good run in the England squad. He's done a lot for England.
Well, let's say, let's skip those two guys for a minute. Let's hope that, let's forecast the team that might play against Italy, the qualifying game. It would be nice to see Rice. No, I'm still talking about the midfield. It would be nice to see Rice and Bellingham in the middle. And when we get to the strikers, I feel like there's a few midfielders within the striker selection who
could drop into midfield.
Yeah, who could drop into midfield and play just ahead of those two.
Like who?
So the strikers that we got Bowen, Foden, Grealish, Kane, Maddison, Nketiah, Rashford, Saka, who's been withdrawn actually, and Watkins.
Interesting.
Strong attack.
Strong attack. And a couple of those can easily play in number 10.
Number 10 or out wide, yeah. That's quite strong.
Yeah, it's very strong.
I would like to see Ollie given a chance. If not through the centre, even on wide right. I think he could do a job.
Sorry, I'm just going to go back to midfield. JWP. What the hell does he have to do to get into the England team? Ward-Prowse. The guy has more assists than Manchester United as a whole.
It's almost like if your face don't fit, you're not getting in.
There you go.
And that's why I just touching back to Henderson now. Once, and no disrespect to the Saudi league, yeah, because I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring players and improve the league. You can't knock them for that. So big up on. But I feel like if you're a player, a high level like Henderson was at Liverpool, so we understood why he was in the squad. You're now not at Liverpool and you're playing in Saudi league where potentially your levels have to drop or can drop because the league's a bit easier.
Yeah.
You should not be getting a call up because there's players here like just say Phillips, yeah, maybe not getting the game time, but he's still in a better league. So if he plays, it's still a difficult league. You're playing against, it's faster, quicker. You have to move the ball quicker. You should not be getting a call up if you go to the Saudi league. Like the levels ain't good enough. That's my opinion.
Well, you know the funny thing is, in the last England round of games, I felt like Henderson was at fault for a couple of those goals.
He's 33, man.
It's like he passed the responsibility on to Rice when he could have easily done the tracking back, and I just feel like looking at something like that, that's a player that's going backwards in his career.
Yeah, bro.
And you have to look at players now that are moving forward. I like James Ward-Prowse, but I'm not quite so sure he should even be in the England squad right now.
Okay. One or two absentees I was thinking was Anthony Gordon.
Oh yeah, that's a good
he's
shout.
He's also missing from the squad.
It's a good shout.
He's quite direct and he's something that we don't really see coming from England. Well, Rashford every now and then, but Anthony Gordon.
He's even out of form though, Rashford. Like he has to be in the England team because he is a very good player. But I feel, again, man, he's not in good form. But I ain't gonna diss Rashford because I think he's a very good player. Just needs
but we talk about consistency. You sound like choosing your friend just then.
No, because you're right. You're right. I'm saying right now he's not in form and Gordon is.
So would you choose Rashford?
Right now, no, I'll probably pick Gordon in the team. But I don't think Rashford's going to start regardless. I think he's going to be a squad player in this.
I've got a question for you. While we're still on the subject of midfielders, could you imagine a midfield trio of Rice, Bellingham and Joe Willock?
But Willock's not in the squad though, isn't he?
No, I'm just saying that.
I think
once he's fully fit,
he'll probably be in contention based on the Cowboys team.
He's done really well at Newcastle. I don't know if he gets enough minutes. Like, obviously he's fit enough for the season.
Yeah, so I'd rather see him than Henderson in the squad. That going forward,
I agree.
Well, I guess he needs to keep performing for Newcastle. Well, his Newcastle teammates are not even getting selected, Pope and Gordon. Yeah. So I'm not too sure what Newcastle players have to do to get in the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Southgate, man, stop with the favouritism. Just go by ability. That's what the country wants to see right now. You know
Facts. What I mean? Who England got for these international?
Oh well, the first friendly is against Australia.
Okay.
And right now, I can't think of any Aussies playing in the Premier League.
Is Cahill still playing?
Big shout out Tim Cahill, Millwall legend.
He's probably the best
Everton
to
legend.
do it.
Yeah, one of the best to do it.
I actually can't think of any Australian
a number of them
internationals.
play in the Scottish League, like for Hearts,
Hibs.
No, and there's two at Ipswich that we saw earlier.
And one at Middlesbrough, I believe.
Yeah, we'll get them up later. But yeah, there was none in the Premier League at the minute. So that led me to think, well, if England, I'm going to be cheeky, yeah. To me, it's like a Scottish defence. Like, they're Australian, but half of them play for Scotland. And I'm going. You haven't asked me for a prediction, but I'm going England like 4 or 5-1.
4-5-1.
And I don't even expect England to concede, but if you men think that the back line isn't too sturdy, then yeah, 4 or 5-1. I'm going for England.
I'll be honest with you. I don't really know much about the Australian team,
bro. There's not much.
I'm just gonna throw out a wild prediction and just say 3-0 England.
I was gonna go 3-0. That's what I was gonna say. I think I can't see Australia scoring a goal against England. Yeah, I feel
No love for the Kangaroos. The Tottenham manager's Australian, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the only guy we know right now that's Australian.
That's all we know. So what's the other game?
Italy on the 17th.
Oh, Italy.
That's a challenging one.
Is that the Tottenham left back in their?
Yeah, Tottenham goalkeeper and left backs in the squads. Yeah.
Udoji, Destiny Udoji.
Yeah, and Vicario.
He's
That's
impressed
his
me.
first call up.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's a good look,
well
man.
done to him, and that shows you the progress that Tottenham have made. That they've got a couple of, or that he's earned an international call up.
Yeah, that's decent. That is decent.
Also in the midfield, you've got Newcastle's Tonali, who's quieting down in the Premier League, but when he puts on that blue or whatever colour top they wear, Italian top, I'm sure he's going to turn up.
And Barella, another dangerous player.
He's in the Premier League now.
No,
in the Milan.
Is that in now? Okay.
Milan.
A former Premier League player that's in the squad is Moises Kean. Yeah, he didn't fire for Everton, but he's back at
Juventus.
Yeah, I'm sure he's back there.
Okay, interesting. Shout out Juventus, man.
So that sounds like it'd be more of a test for England.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, compared to what we know about Australia, we know more about the Italian players.
Yeah, and the Italian, the teams are tightening up. They're getting the Italian national squad is improving.
Yeah, because they've been terrible for the past 5 or so years.
What are we saying now, Maxwell? What's the prediction?
I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw.
I'm going 3-1 England.
I'm going 2-1 England.
Yeah.
Who's going to score the goals?
Kane.
Anyone for Italy, or you're not sure?
For Italy, I'm gonna go with Moises Kean.
Nah, I ain't got a clue squaring for Italy. I just know I feel like Harry's getting that goal for England. He might due to hit 60 by the end of the week, Harry.
But what did you say? You said 2-1, isn't it?
Oh, 3-1.
So Harry's going to score, but is he going to score 3?
I wouldn't put it past him.
So you're saying a hat trick, Harry Kane, possibly. I said 2-1, so I reckon Bellingham will get one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about you.
Bellingham will get one. Probably Kane as well. Kane 1, Bellingham 1.
Okay, cool. So that's the England games.
Yeah, exciting.
Anyone excited about it?
We're really looking forward to it.
Wait, is it a 2-week international break or 1 week?
Well, the Premier League's not back till the 21st of October. Let's put it that way.
That's why what do they call it? The interlull.
Right.
Literally the interlull, man. Looking forward to it.
Nah, man, but hopefully there are some.
It's over. We're gonna hit you with another blast from the past, and I'm gonna be dropping a few facts and see if the guys here could guess who I'm talking about. And you guys can play along as we go along as well, and just see if you can guess it before any of the guys do. So my player, who I'm choosing to highlight for the blast from the past, he's an Englishman, born in Gateshead.
Can I just say something? I like the way you're hiding the thing. Like how we're gonna.
I don't want anyone to see it. We've got Eagle Eye Mal right here. So he was born in Gateshead in 1971. He's 5'8".
He definitely played for Newcastle. Some point.
He played for Nottingham Forest. That's where he started his first
What year was he born?
1971. He stayed there for 10 years, making 193 appearances, scoring 23 goals.
Nottingham
Forest. He then moved on to Aston Villa, and he stayed there for 3 years.
Is his name 2 S's?
And then he went to Portsmouth and Leeds. He was in the England squad for Euro '96, and he was in the Premier League PFA Team of the Year in '95, '96.
His name got 2 S's?
His name does have 2 S's.
Steve Stone.
Steve Stone.
I thought it was Steve Stone, you know, not Merlin Captain. I actually thought it was Steve Stone. I wasn't 100% sure. When you said Nottingham Forest and then you said you said Newcastle and Nottingham Forest.
You keep saying Newcastle.
No, not Newcastle. You said Nottingham Forest and then who was that?
I said Villa.
Aston Villa. That's when I thought, Was it Steve Stone? But I wasn't 100% sure, because I didn't know about Gateshead and all that.
I was 100%, I was trying to give you a chance.
What a good player he was.
But did you show him? Did you show him that before?
No, I didn't show him. He guessed it. He definitely. I don't know actually. You might have seen it. I don't
Who
know.
got my one last week? Was it you as well?
I got it.
My man's
It was me that got it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Man on fire, bro.
Bonito Carboni.
Yeah.
But no, Steve Stone. What a good player he was, man.
He was good.
He was one of those proper right wingers.
Trust me.
They say he's a right midfielder, but he was a right winger, man. He used to get up and down that line, whipping in them crosses.
I feel like he coaches for someone now.
He done a little bit of coaching, and then that only lasted a couple of years. Like he coached like an under 23 squad. He done like his coaching badges at Newcastle, and then
he was a midfielder that got stuck in. That's what I remember.
And I remember at one point he seemed to be like proper on the verge of like being a top England player, and then it's like you didn't hear about him for a little while, and then that was it. But I guess there was like other players that came through, like the Beckhams and.
He was a grafter though. I remember like he loved from what I recall of Steve Stone, he was a.
That's what I thought. I thought he was more of a grafter than a winger. So I'm gonna have to watch back some of Steve Stone. But just from what you were saying, the clues, I was like, yeah, that bald head. I said, yeah, man, that's Steve Stone. Steve Stone right there.
Top player.
You know what? Two out of our three blasts from the past have been players from Aston Villa, and that shows you back then. Yeah, Aston Villa were real. The first and second years of the Premier League, I'm sure they finished like second and third or third and fourth.
Well, yeah,
and they're coming back now. But Aston Villa,
they were a top team.
They are a top team, and
I tell you what, when I was doing my research in that 95-96 PFA Team of the Year, I think Aston Villa had 4 players in there.
Bro.
so shows how good.
Yeah, they were doing well, man. They were doing well.
And also, just to let all the viewers know, if you guys have any players that you can remember that made an impact in the Premier League back in the day, do you know what I mean? Feel free to leave comments and let us know some players, or enlighten us or remind us of players that was great in their time. Do you know what I mean? So we could do a blast from the past with you guys putting some input in.
We'll leave a link in the bio for like a Steve Stone highlights reel, and you can catch up if you don't know who he is. Blast from the past.
Cheers. Thanks for that.
Right, guys. So as we go to close off this episode, we're gonna hit you with some any other business. Maestro, what's caught your eye this week in the football world?
Well, the B sample for Pogba, that came back as a positive, so it looks like Pogba's likely to be banned for a little while. And that made me look back at a couple of footballers who have been banned over the years for various reasons, and a few interesting names popped up. Any footballers you guys remember who have been banned in the past 15, 20, 30 years for drug taking?
When you done the research, what names popped up?
Well, who's one of the arguably the greatest footballers, or arguably the greatest?
Ronaldo?
Greatest.
Arguably one of them.
Messi?
Well, Maradona, he's a famous
footballer.
footballer.
I didn't know about
He
that.
failed a number of drugs tests. Recreational, not that I'm saying it's a valid reason, but recreational drugs, he was caught taking that. But there's quite a few players who have, like Adrian Mutu, remember him?
For Chelsea.
And Bosnich, 2 other players at Chelsea.
Bosnich, yeah.
At Chelsea were caught taking recreational drugs.
I swear Mutu was going to get transferred or something.
He did get transferred to Fiorentina and then got caught doping. So both teams cut his contract, and that was the end
of his career, right?
Well, he fought a crazy legal battle with Chelsea and ended up owing them millions. Imagine owing Abramovich millions. All for cocaine.
I remember that story. It was crazy.
So those were a couple of players that got banned for cocaine taking, and then there was a number of players that got banned for taking, was it Neanderthone?
What drug is that?
Well, that's that's an anabolic steroid. And a couple of Dutch players like Jaap Stam and Edgar Davis, they got a few months for that. And one name, even though he got cleared, so it's probably shouldn't bring it up because he did fight the case twice and won twice. But Pep Guardiola was once indicted for the same substance taken, even though he fought and won twice against. So those results must have been tampered with or just wrong. But so those were a few names who I came across, and I was like,
Do you think that's the end of Paul Pogba's career?
Well, how old is he?
He must be like early 30s.
I think it's 30.
About 30, yeah.
The Saudi League's still going, shouldn't it? So he can go there in a few years, but I can catch back some money that he missed out on.
Yeah.
Do I think it's the end in Europe? Possibly, but there's money to be made elsewhere, and he seems to like entertainment and money, and so he can.
Yeah, I think his days as a top footballer are over now. Yeah, I don't think many clubs at the top level will touch him.
Even before the drugs thing, like just his, unfortunately, his ending at Manchester United, and then his injury, he's quite injury prone.
Yeah.
As you're saying, a number of clubs may have been hesitant to go for him anyway.
He's had quite a few life problems, isn't it, over the last couple of years?
Yeah, well, we all do. But the injuries is
but I'm saying it's all like, could, obviously this doesn't help the issues that he's been going through, so it could be a downhill spiral from here.
Yeah, so that's something that caught my eye. Yourself then, what might have caught your eye in the news this week?
Well, I think it's interesting and maybe good for English football. There's a rumour, because this hasn't actually happened yet, but there's talks of Rooney potentially returning to England to manage Birmingham City.
Oh.
He's terminated his contract at DC United in the United States, and Birmingham have just got rid of John Eustace, who was their former manager. He's just recently gone, and they're looking at getting Rooney in, and apparently they both want an agreement, but it's just about tying the deal up, and in the next couple of days they should be announcing a new manager, so it could be Wayne Rooney. So it'd be nice to see him back in English football.
It sounds like that's something that is going to happen. What do you think of Wayne Rooney as a manager?
I was going to say, is it nice because it's Wayne Rooney, or nice because he's a good manager? Is he getting this job on his name, or has he done a good job at DC United? Did he do a good job at Derby? These are just questions.
At Derby, I don't think he's done a great job.
So is he getting this Birmingham job because he's Rooney, or because he's the best player for the best
I
person
think
for the
it's
job?
probably because he's Rooney. It's his name. That's probably.
What do you reckon?
But it gives sometimes you're right. You're right. But I feel like sometimes the big names give the players a lift.
Sometimes.
Like Gerrard did.
Like Gerrard did, like Michael Carrick.
For how long?
It only lasts.
And again, Carrick for how long?
It's like a Viagra pill.
But sometimes
they use those.
No.
How do you know?
So
it's unbelievable.
Guys, you read the pack.
Guys, let's get focused. But sometimes it can work. Sometimes it can work, and sometimes it won't work.
What, the Viagra pill?
You see that when we bring the yellows and reds, he would have got a yellow
definitely got a pending red card there.
What,
that would have been a red card.
No, it's not even orange. You got a pending red.
Man City midfielder.
VAR looking at that, Marks. They're looking at that right now.
The replay.
But like I said, so I don't know, man. Hopefully he gives the players what I will say is that Birmingham are in 6th place. So they actually won their last game, which is surprising that this is happening. They won their last game, they're in 6th place. So
it seems like the manager's been doing okay.
So yeah, they're in a good position. So if Rooney does take over, he's not in a bad position to actually progress if he can get the team playing.
If they go backwards now though,
then he's in problems.
He's in problems.
So
they're going to be expecting him to push on from there. They must be getting him in because they think we can get promotion this season.
Yeah, look, I was putting those questions out there just for the sake of putting questions out there. At Derby, he done the job, especially when they had points deducted. He galvanised players. He was quite vocal, and maybe that is what Birmingham needs. Someone like Wayne, who is quite ambitious and not a character but a strong voice. And it'd be nice. It will be interesting to see him managing that.
I think with some players, sometimes there's a stigma attached to them, or like the style of player that they were. You just assume that they don't have manager capabilities. And I think with me and Wayne Rooney, I put him in a category like with what's the name, Neil Ruddock. Like those types of players where it's like bish bash bosh, like running into players, and you don't assume that he would know what to do tactically. And that's why like sometimes
that's why you question him.
Yeah, I shouldn't really judge him like that,
But I feel like he's got that footballing brain just from seeing his movement on the pitch and just from who he was coached by for a number of years. And that's why I think he's got the
you have to remember, since 16, he's done nothing but win. Get trophies. Do you know what I mean? So he has that installed in him. So, do you know what I mean? He's used to winning. Obviously, like manage
as a player.
Yeah, being a manager is totally different. I understand that, but what I'm saying, he knows how to.
Henry and Neville.
He knows how to win. Also, the perks of getting somebody of Wayne Rooney stature is that with his links to maybe Man United and Everton, he could get some better quality in from the higher leagues and bring
he could get a Pogba
on loan and whatnot.
He could get a Pogba at Birmingham.
But yeah, shout out Wayne Rooney and big up Birmingham if they get that deal over the line. I think it'll just be nice. Obviously, he's a big player from the UK, so it'd be nice to have him back in over this side of the water. Yeah, I hope they get the deal done.
I was struggling to find something this week, guys, but AC Milan have updated their player page on their website. They've got a new goalkeeper.
Who?
Olivia Giroud.
I saw that.
Now that crazy game.
Shout out Giroud.
Crazy 10 minutes in that game.
Yeah.
2 goalkeepers sent off. Giroud goes in goal and makes a stunning save.
Yeah, but that challenge by the AC Milan goalkeeper to knock out 2 men and
It's insane.
It was a wild one.
But as it stands, I'd rather have Giroud in my goal than Onana. And I think there's a lot of teams out there that would rather.
Well, yeah, I think
Giroud
we've seen a couple of guys who perform better in the Man United goal. A couple of outfield players. We've seen John O'Shea and Rio Ferdinand.
I remember Rio.
In goal.
I know O'Shea, I remember.
Well, I think we'll bring that picture up. Both of them have been in goal.
I remember Kyle Walker in goal.
I remember that as well. Yeah, it's happened a few times. But you know what? Shout out to Olivia Giroud, man. Like, he's somebody that doesn't get enough credit or ratings.
So did he keep a clean sheet?
He kept a clean sheet
for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or for a few minutes. It's less than 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes of mayhem.
Okay.
I think he was in goal for about a couple of minutes.
And it was 2 man down, did you say?
Nah. So they were a man down. Then Genoa had their goalkeeper sent off.
It was wild.
It was wild.
So what was the end score?
I love it because I sent it to the
1-0
group
to
here for us to watch. He obviously didn't watch it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch it, but
we can tell.
I did see a post come up about Giroud being in goal. So yeah, shout out Giroud, and apologies guys for not doing my homework this year.
But yeah, that's the end of episode 10, guys. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's a milestone for us. We're proud to reach our 10th episode.
Yeah, definitely.
And that means we've got it on 10 different occasions. So. Well done to myself and well done to you guys.
And that's why if you guys see it, you need to subscribe, man, because we gave you guys 10 episodes and we're about to give you guys more episodes. Do not forget.
Well, the aim is to give at least 28 more. We want one for
and then we'll do again next season. Next season again. This is just the first season, so you need to subscribe, like, share, and do not forget to follow us on the Onside Offside podcast. It's on Instagram and we're also on TikTok. We're gonna put the socials throughout the video, so make sure you check us out. Big you guys at home that's watching the video, we appreciate you.
Thank you.